Today we're going to be going over 5 things I wish I knew earlier before becoming a 7-figure trader. And you're going to want to stick around for the last one because that's the most important one. So when every trader starts off, they think trading is super easy. They think you're going to just hop in, click a few buttons and make money, because that's how these Instagram influencers have advertised it. They'll be in a beach trading, they'll be on a high rise in Miami day trading, but that's not really the case. What ends up happening is a lot of beginners come into the market and they think it's going to be quick and easy money, but they quickly realize that that's not the case and they end up losing a lot of money. So all 5 things that I'm going to be listing today are all things because I was that person who came into trading thinking it was easy, and I wish someone told me this when I first started trading because it would have made my life so much easier. So before I started trading, I really wish that I knew that not everyone is going to support me when I'm starting off, especially family. Now, a lot of people, they expect their family to have their back no matter what, but you also need to think of it like this, especially if you come from an immigrant family like myself. You come into trading and you don't go the traditional school route and you're failing and you're losing money a lot. Why would they accept trading and why would they support you? They think that you're wasting your time because you're not making any money, and they're completely fine for that because you're not improving, you're not making any money. So don't expect support when it's such an outlandish thing that you're doing. If you're not journaling, if you're not trying to get better, and if you're not improving at all, why would they support you? My parents didn't support me until I handed them a check for $50,000, right? Until then, they had no idea if I was even making money or not. You can't expect support from people who don't understand trading. You're only going to get understanding from people who already trade. Trading is one of the most lonely career paths you could choose because no one's going to understand you, no one's going to support you for the first few years, and there's no one else usually near you doing it. That's why it's so important to join Discord communities and just be around other traders who you can actually mastermind with so you can become a better trader. And if you want to join a Discord, the first link in the description is a free Discord that I've set up with over 16,000 day traders. So you should join that, especially if you feel like people don't support you, if you feel like your family doesn't support you. It's completely free, and it's a really good community just to get around and meet people who are doing the same thing as you. The second thing I wish I knew about trading is to just get rid of my indicators. I'm not going to be using indicators in 2 or 3 years once my strategies develop, and there's no point in even having them in the beginning, right? I wish I could just go back and never go through the rabbit hole of trying RSI, trying MACD, trying all these different indicators when I could have just started with no indicators, just learned price action, and really just fast forwarded throughout all the trials and tribulations that using indicators have. Most of the profitable traders that I know don't even use indicators. So why was I using indicators at the time? I have no idea. I should have just looked out and been like, okay, these guys aren't using indicators. I'm probably not going to use indicators in a little bit. There's no point in using them. If you're starting out, yes, it's going to be hard to read price action, but just get it over with and learn it the hard way rather than going through the indicator route and then learning indicators and realizing that they're all lagging and they don't help at all. It's better to stop using indicators now rather than going back and then figuring it all out from the beginning. And the third thing I wish I knew about trading was that the money is made in the waiting process, not the actual trading process. Let me explain. To be a profitable trader, like Umar Ashraf says, you have to be a boring trader, meaning you have to be waiting 95% of the time, waiting for a setup to develop, and you actually have to wait for your setup to develop, and sometimes there's not a setup. You're not going to trade for days or weeks on end. That means that the money is made on the waiting rather than the actual trading part. And the sooner you understand that you have to be a good waiter rather than a good trader, that's when you'll actually get to the profitability market. Because most people are really good at charting, are really good at figuring out where the market's going to go, but they still don't make any money. And that's probably you. You probably know how to chart pretty well. You know what you need to do in order to predict the market properly, but you still lose as a trader. And the reason why is because you can't wait for your good setups to actually set up so you could actually trade them. Instead, you get bored and you start taking random trades. Remember, bored is the absence of opportunity. So if you are bored in the markets, that means there's no opportunity. Means you have to keep waiting until an opportunity presents itself where you're not bored anymore. Number 4 is don't tell people when you're winning and don't tell people when you're losing. When I started, I would tell everyone when I made money, oh, I made this much, and then when I would lose, I won't tell anyone. And that really led down to a bad path because whenever people would ask me if I made money or if I was making money, I felt obligated to say yes, even though I wasn't. And I was kind of living in a lie for like 3 to 4 months out of my second year of trading. The only place where you should be saying your wins and losses every single day is your journal. And that's the most important thing that people don't understand. If you're not profitable and you don't have a journal, that just means you're not putting in enough work. And the last and final thing, to stick to one strategy and don't bounce around. All these traders are promoting different strategies. There's ICT, smart money charts, order flow, support and resistance, supply and demand. Find what works for you and stick to that. Bouncing around and doing all this other stuff isn't going to help anyone. And what you need to do is just have tunnel vision with your strategy that's worked for you, and that's it. Everything else is just noise. Once you figure out what works for you and you consistently can repeat it, that's the only thing that matters. And if you could do that over and over and repeat it for the next 6 months to a year, and then over the next 5 to 10 years, then you'll be set. There's no reason to be switching around strategy. If a strategy is working for you, why switch it? That's why when I see people who are bouncing from strategy to strategy, I can always tell that they are not profitable. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys drop a like and make sure you guys comment the word elephant, because if you do, I'll be giving a free month of TradeZilla away. And make sure you click the first link in the bio and join the free Discord. I'll see you guys in the next one.